Hello, I'd just like to demonstrate a few things about Windows 7 versus Windows 10 for your viewing amusement. You can see I have Windows 7 in a virtual machine here because I have a modern computer that doesn't officially support Windows 7 and I don't really know how to properly install it, so I'm going to have to run it in a VM. But trust me when I say that this is how it used to run when I used to have it on real hardware. So with that out of the way, let's get to the first thing first. I have a test set of icons. You know, they're just a bunch of copies of icons, so I can have a bunch on the desktop. Now watch what happens when I move my mouse over them. They highlight. I mean, we all know that, right? No problem. You know, it's just normal stuff. So if you move the mouse really, really quickly, they still instantly highlight, right? Just no problem whatsoever. It's snappy, it's instantaneous, everything just works nice and fast as you would expect on a modern system. Now, let's try it with Windows 10. There's hardly any highlights. Like once every 5 seconds a new icon highlights. If you want to highlight any, you have to go so slow. Otherwise, look at this. Now, to be fair, this isn't really a functional issue, it's a visual issue, but it's super annoying. There's no reason a modern computer should be like, oh, it's so hard to highlight it, like, oh, it takes so long. Am I right? That's the one reason why Windows 10 is like massively better, obviously. Anyways, that's a small kind of an issue though, not a huge, enormous deal. Let's take a look at another one. Let's start the firewall, okay? Firewall with advanced security on both copies, here and here. Okay, now, let's go to inbound rules. Okay, actually, let's just make the window nice and big first. Let's go to inbound rules. This is Windows 10. Check it out. Let's see that again. You see how you see this? Okay, right? Now, take a look at this. Yeah. Also, look at this. Boop, 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 boop. Nice and smooth. Look at this. Oh, it's so difficult drawing. I can't even keep up. Yep, that's another thing. Now, let's check out Angel Loader, shall we? This is my very own program, as some of you may know. This is the Windows 10 Angel Loader. Check out the settings window. Oh, it's chunkerific. Oh, it's so hard to do. Check out the main window. Oh, I can barely even do. Oh, chunk. Check out the Windows 7 version. Right, nice and smooth. I mean, granted, this is still not as fast as you'd want it because WinForms is just kind of slow, but it's way faster. You can see it's way smoother, right? The visual experience isn't perfect, but it's way smoother. And of course, the main window as well, way smoother on Windows 7. Now, again, I should note, this is Windows 7 being given only 4 cores and 8 gigs of RAM, running on top of a virtual machine, on top of Windows 10, on top of real hardware. And yet it is faster with the UI still than just running Windows 7 on top of real hardware where it has all 32 gigs of RAM and all 32 threads. No, Microsoft is amazing. Speaking of cores and threads, though, let me just change a little something with the virtual machine here. I'll be right back. Okay, I have now given this virtual machine 16 cores, which is the maximum that VMware will allow me to give it. Now, look at this window. This is the CPU usage history window. Okay, yeah, like no problem. You resize the window. It's nice and fast. I don't see why there will be a problem here. Now, look at the Windows 10 version. Oh, chunking. Oh, it's so hard to draw a bunch of squares with some lines. Oh, now granted, this is twice as many squares with lines. Unfortunately, I couldn't do an apples to apples because I can only give 16 to the VM. But you can see, it's just, there's no reason this seriously. Now, not every window has this problem. It's only some of them. Stuff that uses the Windows built-in UI, the Win32 UI, definitely, and maybe some others, but there are lots of Windows that don't have this problem. Like, for example, Firefox. Look at this. It's like instantaneous, and it's drawing way more complicated shit than a bunch of lines with squares, okay? Like, there's like text that it's rendering here. There's like a bunch of, like it's just instant. So you can make it instant, but like a bunch of shit isn't. It's like you had it, Microsoft. You had the VS Code on Windows 7. Keeping it would have been free. Microsoft, what are you doing? So that's my demonstration. Hope you have a nice day. Oh, I should also mention, this has nothing to do with this particular system. This also happens on my laptop, and it also happens on a clean install on this system, so it's nothing to do with this particular install either. Windows 10, 1909, 64-bit, 1909 Pro. This just seems to happen, like, no matter what system. And my laptop is completely different. Okay, this system is an AMD Ryzen 3950X with 32 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1070 video card, okay? And my laptop is a Core i3, like, dual-core something or other. It's got ATI, yeah, it might even be so old it's ATI, AMD, whatever, onboard graphics, and it's got 8 gigs of RAM. It's completely different, and it's the same shit. So, yeah.